and welcome to my channel. I haven't been about for a while because I've been busy bee. As many of you know, I've been working on Crafting HQ, which has become like a full-time job. Trying to get it decorated and sorted and rearranged and all the rest of it. So I haven't been about too much lately, so I do apologise for that. But today I wanted to come by to quickly show you some books that I've recently purchased that you just might want to add to your Christmas wish list. So I thought I'd come and share those with you. And I also want to share with you these playing cards. I treated myself to these. Now, they're all of nursery rhymes. Couldn't think of the word. They're all nursery rhymes, so there's all sorts here, and they're old. But I didn't buy them for the nursery rhymes. I bought them for another reason, and I got these off eBay. One of the things that I say, not regularly, but it is something that I do use a fair amount, is Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, which means there you go, that's how it is. Hang on, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me, that was a big one. Done and dusted, really. So, but I got these cards because, hopefully you can see that on the back. I'll move my thumb out the way so there's no shadow. Bob's your uncle. Right, I could not buy them, could I? So yeah, I've got some Bob's your uncle cards. That tickled me and my weird sense of humour. Okay, down to the books. Now I've got a pile of them here, so I'm going to go through them fairly quickly. And then I've got something off to the side that I want to show you as well. So I'm just going to move these out the way and then go through them one at a time. All right, book number one. It's called Christmas Poems, and it's they've been chosen by Gabby Morgan. Now, one of the things that we need to get across to our partners or family or friends is we don't mind second-hand books. Because they all think that they've got to buy brand new. No, we love our second-hand books, and it's a Macmillan children's book. Now, it's very plain sort of pages, but once they've been coffee dyed up, they will turn out wonderful. But they've got all sorts of Christmas poems and Christmas hymns in here, so that if you're doing a Christmas journal, you know, they'd be quite nice to add to the journal. So it's all sort of written word. It's not decorative at all. I mean, you know, I think the decoration is, you know, things like that, a figgy pudding. So they're not, the graphics in them are not exciting. But if you're looking for Christmas hymns or poems, there's all sorts of different little verses in there. So that could be a lovely little stocking filler. So that's book number one. Book number two is this one. Now, I'm not religious, and I'm not knocking it. If that's your thing, you know, fine. This is a religious journal. I was curious because I'd been having a look at this lady's work, Ruth Chow Simons. And I suggest you go and have a look at her artwork. It is beautiful. Well, as you can see, look from the cover. And I wanted to see how she'd filled the journal up. So I bought it for the artwork, and there's not a massive amount of artwork in here. But if you want a journal that you want to write in and you don't want to have a go at making one, you know, this might be an ideal sort of solution. And there's a This Book Belongs To on the first page. Just flatten it out so that you can see. And then there's some beautiful imagery in here. Now, as I say, I'm not religious, so there are religious quotes in here from Psalms and things. So this one says, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." And that was from Psalm 34:18. But it's then got loads of lined paper in it. So, and it's like hand-drawn lined paper. So there's lots and lots and lots of writing space. And every so often there is a little doodle in the corner. And then there are images that she has created together with some form of verse or quote from the Bible or from Psalms. But I just thought that the images were beautiful. Now, she has got some other books as Ruth, which caters more for her artwork. For freedom, Christ has set us free, from Galatians 5:1. I hope I'm saying that right. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine, from Isaiah 43:1. But as I say, the images in them are just stunning, really lovely. But it's an ideal little book if you want to keep your own, use it as a prayer book maybe, or write your own quotes from the Bible or from hymns that mean something to you. It's a nice little place to actually write. And this is a brand new book, so this isn't a second-hand book. And that's Ruth herself there. But yes, she has got other books which cater more for her artwork. But I thought that that was a lovely little journal to give to somebody as maybe a gift. Okay, so that's book number 2. Book number 3 is Words of Wisdom. And I've got a couple of different types of books that have got quotes and things in. So it's More Good Advice, compiled and edited by William Sapphire, Leonard Sapphire. Sapphire? And it's just full of all sorts of different types of quotes that again could be cut out and utilised in your journals. And again, if they've been coffee dyed and stuff or tea dyed, they would look brilliant in there. Borrowing money is the subject. Never ask of him who has, but of him who wishes you well. It's a Spanish proverb. Before you borrow money from a friend, decide which you need more. Very wise. It's anonymous. But there's all sorts of different types of headings and quotes beneath them relating to that particular heading. So there's no pictures in here. It's all just purely words, but an ideal thing to have on your bookshelf for taking apart and utilising some of the sayings from out of the book in our journals. So that was that one. There's the barcode. But Words of Wisdom. I mean, you don't have to get this particular book, but any kind of Words of Wisdom's books are always handy to have on your bookshelf and put them alongside your dictionaries. Next book. So the next book that I want to show you is by Janet Marsh, and it's called Janet Marsh's Nature Diary. And there are some really lovely images in here. There's a lot of text as well. Now, I haven't read any of the text because I tend not to read the words too much, but there are some really lovely images in here if you're doing a nature or a garden journal that you could easily cut out and utilise. Look at that grass, isn't that beautiful? And this leaf here. And she's gone through the months of the year, and there's some handwritten notes on here. So it's a little bit sort of country diary-esque kind of feel to it, with some really, beautiful images in here. Just flick through some more pages. Isn't that lovely? And as I say, there's some like handwritten type notes on there. So there's some really lovely images in there that can be utilised. This would be lovely in a in a journal, because you've all this space that you could then write in. Double page spread there. Look at that one. How lovely is that? Really pretty. So yeah, so there's lots of different types of images in here that could be utilised. So I quite liked that one. Yeah, nice. Me likey. Oh, that dragonfly, look at that. Isn't that lovely? I mean, that on the front of an envelope. But again, a writing page, so you could fold it in half and write on this section here and have that as the front part of maybe a pocket, and then unflip it to be able to write on that bit. So there's all sorts of different things in there, but that's by Janet Marsh. Okay, so that's that one. Then we're going to get on to two of my favourites. And they're both Benningfields. Okay, now there are loads of different books by Benningfields. So as you can see, this one is Countryside and this one is Woodlands. So we'll go through the Countryside one first, and this one's got the cover on it, and it's just got a plain cover on the actual book itself. So if you're pulling the book apart, this would make a really nice cover on here. So that's the dust jacket on there. And the first image that you come to are these two sets of dandelions. So do you remember blowing those as kids and making fairy wishes? And again, Country Diary-ish-esque, that it's got sort of these yellow sort of background pages. But there are some absolutely stunning images in these books. There's lots and lots to choose from, and some of them are like pencil drawings and some of them are like paintings. Just beautiful. So if you can get your hands on some Benningfields, they are well worth it. And as I say, there's lots of different types or subject matter. Cockerel, how lovely is that? So yeah, there's loads of different images in here. Badgers, the deer. Oh, is that a fox sleeping? So well worth having on your bookshelf. Isn't that pretty? Oh, look at the scarecrow. I mean, if you're doing a farmyard type journal, or if you're into pigs. Again, love images like this, where there's all this clear space around it that you can utilise for writing on. Just love these books to pieces. And I always try to get two, so that if there's an image on one side that I like, and it's got an image on the other side, at least with one book I can use this page, and in the second book I can use the back page. So I do actually own two of these, and I also have two of these as well. And again, this has got the dust jacket on it, and it's actually, on my version, got it printed the same on the cover as well, whereas the other one was a plain cover. And again, very similar again. Hang on, what was this one? Woodlands. So again, some really stunning imagery in here. I don't want to bore you and just flick through each individual page, but they are just amazing, amazing artwork. I love this one, again with the dandelions and the butterflies. Some of these might have to go in my butterfly journal. But well worth putting on the Christmas wish list. And point out the fact that they might have to buy them second hand. I get most of my second hand books off of eBay, and I tend to get them from the company called World Books. And if you put them in your basket, they do tend to reduce in price over time if you're happy to wait. I mean, just look at that for a piece. I mean, even if you just put these in picture frames, you know, beautiful, love it. And the last book that I want to share with you, I do have one other thing I want to share, but this is the last book that I want to share with you, and this is called the Illustrated Encyclopedia of Herbs. Okay, so there's the title. Just tilt it a little bit, hopefully the sun's not shining on it too much. And this is the Illustrated Encyclopedia of Herbs, their medicinal and culinary uses, edited by Sarah Bunny, from a text by, yeah, I'm not even going to try and say that. So, you go a bit like, oh yeah, boring, Carol, black and white images, loads of text, but you just wait until you see what's going to be coming up. Okay, let me just secretly just, let's have a little light. So here we get to the actual plates, being the pictures and images. So basically you have a full page, and you have the explanation of the plant and the name of it. Then you have an image of it and a breakdown of the flower head. And on the next page, and the next page, and the next page, and the next page. So all of these pages are now just like this. So I'll flick through from the back so that you can see. So all of these pages here, so that's up to page 304, have got pictures of the plants and an explanation of them. I mean, they are just the right size, these, for making really nice big tags. So, you know, you could just cut out just that bit and have that as the tag, and then put the explanation maybe on the back of the tag. You could fold it in half. I mean, just all sorts of different applications for this book. But the imagery in it, again, is just beautiful. And there's tons of them. Tons and tons and tons. And again, this is another book where you need maybe 2 copies of it, because you've got an image on one side and an image on the other. And you're a bit like, oh, I don't know which one I want to choose. Whereas at least if you've got 2 copies, then you're covered. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? The common mallow. Oh, I fell in love with this book. This is one of those books that I wouldn't actually want to start cutting up, because I wouldn't know which picture to choose. That sunflower's gorgeous. So yes, well worth buying one of these books. Quince. Beautiful flower. So yeah, loads and loads of pages. So that's a book that is definitely worth having on your bookshelf. Okay. Now the last thing that I want to show you is brand new. And I got this off Amazon. I was researching sort of different artists, and I came across Mary Delaney and her paper flowers. Now this particular box is 12 flat cards and envelopes, so basically it's like a postcard. And when you open it up, I mean, just the box itself Gorgeous. If I can get the lid off. There we go. There is a little bit about Mary Delaney. So it says that she was born in 1700 to a well-to-do English family. Mary was married at 17 and widowed at age 21. Wow. This turn of events seems to have suited her. She spent 2 decades pursuing her interests and living with relatives and friends. She travelled, pursued interests in botany and landscape painting, and joined the Blue Stockings Society. Need to look that one up. A revolutionary women's social educational group that supported intellectual pursuits. Okay, I won't read all of this. I might have to. Yeah, I'm going to have to. So Delaney was 72 and a widow again. When noting the likeness between a geranium and a scrap of red paper, she began the first of her 985 paper mosaics. Of the practice, she wrote, "I have invented a new way of imitating flowers." She built up her specimens sculpturally, that's a difficult word to say, cutting minute bits of paper into as many as 200 petals, layering small pieces over larger ones for contour and depth, and adhering them, likely with egg white or flour paste, to solid backgrounds. Okay, so these designs she has done in paper. And these are the cards that are in this box. Rubbish envelopes, but the cards are just stunning. And I'm actually thinking that I might put some of these in picture frames because they're just too beautiful to have in a journal. And when you think that she has created these with paper, I mean, look at that. I wouldn't have the patience. But if you like doing mosaics or collage, this is really inspirational. Now, when you type in Mary Delaney into any search engine, whether it be Google or even if you're looking on Amazon or on eBay, she has some books as well. And beautiful. I mean, look at that. And she's cut this out of paper. Just amazing. Stunning. I can't come out with enough superlatives, can I? And then that's the back of them. So they're just like a blank card on the back, and really nice quality card as well. And it's got a little explanation of what the imagery is on the front of the card. But as I say, she has got some books, or there are books with her work in as well. And as it says on that little card, 985 of these she's done. Stunning. So again, another one to add onto your Christmas wish list. Mary Delaney paper flowers. Just beautiful. Anyway, that was it. I just wanted to come and share with you some of my latest purchases that, as I say, you might want to add to your Christmas wish list. And hopefully Santa brings you all lots of nice books for Christmas. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that you've enjoyed what I've shown you. And if you haven't subscribed before to my channel, I hope that you will do so. And if you click on that notification bell, it means that any future videos that I put up, you will get a notification to let you know that I've released a new video. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you all again really soon. Bye for now.